तो स्क्रीन शायद मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है या सबको नहीं दिख रहा है।
मैंने शेयर नहीं
शेयर,
किया है क्या?
नहीं
हाँ
नहीं शेयर नहीं
एग्जैक्ट
किया।
ब्लैंक दिख रहा
शे-
है, कुछ भी नहीं है।
फील।
शेयर किया है लेकिन ब्लैंक दिख रहा है।
ऐसा कैसे होगा?
ब्लैंक स्क्रीन आपने शेयर
अच्छा
किया।
ये
अभी
वन
दोबारा
एंड
कर
टू
दीजिए।
ऐसा हो गया है क्या? हाँ टू, ठीक है। अभी शेयर हो रहा है? नहीं ये ऐसे कैसे हो गया?
नहीं 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 नहीं
नहीं
नहीं।
नहीं, इधर अपना ही फेस दिख रहा है क्या अभी?
आपका डेस्कटॉप कुछ
नहीं
तो
दिख
आ
रहा
रहा
है?
है। नहीं,
अभी
हाथ
ग्रे,
दिख
अच्छा
अभी ग्रे दिख रहा है, ग्रे।
हाँ, दैट मीन्स इट हैज गॉट इंटरचेंज। एक मिनट, ये कौन सा टू है कौन सा वन है? अच्छा ये वन उधर चला गया। ओके, दैट इज द रीजन। गॉट इट। अभी
हाँ आ
Yeah.
गया।
We can see.
या यस। सो
Now, okay.
या
You're recording? Okay.
आई थिंक आई प्रेस द बटन। लेट मी
यस
जस्ट
यस
Yes.
यस, ओके,
या
इट्स रिकॉर्डिंग, इट्स
यस
रिकॉर्डिंग।
यस
Okay. Eighth level of light body. At the eighth level of light body, the pituitary and pineal gland, generally about the size of a pea, begin to grow and change shape. As they grow, sometimes you will feel pressure in your head. You may or may not have headaches off and on through this process. You may or may not have headaches off and on through this process. If you have a really bad mutational headache, understand that the U on the upper dimension that is assisting you in this mutation cannot feel your physical pain. So
That
the
means
first thing,
you have connected everything to the spiritual part only. The physical is no more in vicinity.
so the
Yeah.
first thing you want to do is say, yo, I heard. Can we back it off here? You have to tell yourself on the fifth and sixth dimensions that it is hurting. Next, say, please release endorphins. These are natural brain opiate that allows the pain to ease off. For some of you, you would rather have little headaches for a month and a half. For others of you, you would rather have a big headache for 24 hours and get it over with. Find out what works for you because there are points in this process where your brain literally grows. Your brain gets bigger. You may experience cranial expansion. We have seen people entirely change the shape of their skull, particularly as the pituitary and the pineal open and grow. Also, when your pineal is growing, sometimes it feels like someone has their finger between your eyebrows and they are pushing. You also may feel a pushing feeling at the back of your head as the pituitary is growing.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Now,
all.
understanding this is very important. When we are in unified meditation, we try to connect to our ourself, right?
Yes.
These are all the physical and spiritual changes that occur in us as we are going. So those are the things that we experience and we keep wondering why.
Yeah, in my experience, initially when I was getting this pain a few years ago, I was taking tablet like Tylenol. Then one of the masters, don't do that, bear it. So it
Yeah.
was so intense. I didn't know at the time. Okay.
No, that time we didn't know. Otherwise, we would have let it continue and told the body,
Yeah.
you take care of me. Yeah.
Yes. So here he says, let the opiates or let the endorphins, let them come.
Take care. Yeah. The happy hormones.
Yeah, happy hormones. Yes.
Yeah.
As you transition into the eighth level of light body, there is an activation of what we call the seed crystals. These three small crystals receive light languages from the upper dimensions. Two of the crystals are located over your eyebrows, directly over the pupils if you are looking straight ahead. So that they are directly located on our over
That
our
means they will
eyebrows.
connect somewhere here. Yeah.
The third one is just below your hairline, in line with your nose. So those are the three crystals. So he's saying
Maybe
when
they
they
are here only. If you really look at it, they are along this hairline only.
hairline, yeah, and
Above,
then on the
so a triangle, a sort of a triangle.
okay. So when they get activated, you get the light language. That's what he's saying.
Correct, correct.
There is also an
No,
activation
no, there
of
is
the
something else that happens. That is what he is explaining later.
there is also an activation of the recorder cell receiver recorder cells receiver crystal on the right side of the head, about 1.5 inches above the ear. So that the recorder cell receiver
Means here,
crystal.
okay.
So he's right above the ear, half,
Here,
1.5 inches.
here, somewhere towards the.
Okay, on the right side. Okay. In the higher dimensions, there is a structure called a recorder cell crystal. It holds vast amounts of information that the soul has gathered over many incarnation cycles on various planets and stars. Periodically, the recorder cell will download parts of the experiential data into the receiver crystal. So periodically, the recorder cell will download parts of the experiential data into the receiver crystal. When this happens, many people feel a tingling, burning, or liquid sensation in the area of the head where the receiver crystal is located. Suddenly, they have all this information and they can figure out where it has come from. The 8th, 9th, and 10th chakras activate. The 3 to 5 crystalline templates in the 8th chakra realign so that your energy bodies change their usual motion into spirals of energy. You begin to hook up into mind and begin to receive what we call the languages of light. Wow, amazing.
So that means those who are able to read the language of light and getting messages, there are some of the meditators, they are in that zone.
So they are receiving, those experiential languages.
Correct, correct.
Pituitary and the pineal function, they function together when they are open, causing what is known as the arc of the covenant. Arc of
Covenant.
it is a
He's explaining further. Read further.
It is a rainbow light that arcs over the top of the head from the 4th eye to the 3rd eye area. So the 4th eye is over here. Where is the 4th eye? Yeah, I don't.
It is more
so
closer to the top, where that soft part is there, no? Where the
Brahmarandra.
Not exactly
okay.
Brahmarandra. It is closer to the Brahmarandra.
उससे पहले.
Yeah.
ऐसे रिंग आर्क बन के 3rd आई तक आता है ना. That's arc of covenant.
Yeah.
It is part of the 8 eyes that we have.
Correct.
Yeah, that arcs over the top of the head from the 4th eye to the 3rd eye area. That is one of the decoding mechanisms for higher dimensional language. Your brain functioning begins to change and you begin to perceive and think in terms of geometrics and tones. This can be a little bit unsettling.
Geometries.
Yes.
See, we talk about sacred geometry, etc., correct?
Yes.
The symbols,
yes.
The Star of David, all these, the Merkaba, right? Those are all the geometries that we are referring to.
Yes, and some people, they see all these symbols in their meditation also.
Exactly.
तो सर जो चैनलिंग, people who say कि हम चैनलिंग कर पाते हैं, जैसे हमारे मास्टर्स हैं जो चैनलिंग करते हैं, या रुजबे भरूचा है जो शिरडी साईं बाबा से चैनलिंग करते हैं. So do you say these people are of these categories of functions which we are reading now?
They are connecting to the 8th light body. Yes.
8th, 9th, 11th. Yeah.
So उनको जो चैनलिंग होता है that is, they will have some geometries and tones which they will receive,
They
and
are able to
because
understand. We also have them,
yeah, exactly,
but we
exactly,
are
they are able to
not
understand.
having the consciousness of reading what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We are not able to decipher those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, that's why he's saying this light language is a decoding mechanism for higher dimensional language. Your brain functioning begins to change and you begin to perceive and think in terms of geometries and tones. This can be a little bit unsettling because you usually don't have a translation available. You may feel that you can't talk to people around you because you have no words for what you are experiencing. It is very common in the 8th level of light body for people to secretly fear that they have Alzheimer's disease. You may have problems remembering what you ate for breakfast. You have problems remembering what you ate for breakfast into the future, and this can
Or
become quite
project.
are projecting into the future, and this can become quite severe. So that means they are going through the change. In that change, in the processing, they're confused, I think.
Correct. Correct.
The other common thing is that you cannot seem to put a sentence together, or when people are talking to you, it is like they are talking in another language. It is a type of audio dyslexia. The big joke about eighth level of light body is to gain the 95% of my brain that I haven't used. Why did I have to lose the 5% I already had? All of the pathways that you are accustomed to using may become non-accessible while entirely new pathways are being created. Oh, okay. So I got okay. You may be getting lots of tones in your ears, bands of
No.
light, color.
That means you are completely connected to your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is not active because you are already in a trance, right? In that state.
Yeah. So that 95% of subconscious mind is expanding slowly.
Correct.
You may be getting lots of tones in your ears, bands of light, color, geometry, and motion in your head. You may see flaming Hebrew letters. What is it?
Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyph.
That is the symbolic language. वो Egyptian clay symbols में आता था ना स्कूल में. Correct.
Yes, those are hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics are things that look like equations. It is a communication from spirit. It is an encodement. In the early stages, you may have no idea of what is being sent, only that something is. When this happens, do the unified chakra technique. Unify and ask for translation facility. You may have to keep asking for a quiet while.
Please, just a minute. Here, in unified, what are we learning? In unified meditation, we are learning that whatever you have, you ask the question, right? And your higher self will know what answer to give.
Yes.
Right? This is Archangel Ariel giving the message to the author, saying that this is what is happening.
So here when he says unified chakra technique is the heart in the heart or in other
it is the unified field. The entire field has become one. So we are all connected, right? That is at the highest level of energy and vibration. You have reached that realm. That's what it means.
My question is, when he says unified chakra technique, is there a particular technique he's talking about?
It is basically from the heart. Yes. From the heart. Centering in the heart will ultimately lead you to that stage.
तो टेक्निक का नाम भी तो लिखा है, इट इज कॉल्ड यूनिफाई. Unified
Yeah.
chakra technique, unify. And when you
See,
unify, you ask to
now
translate.
read this and understand this from the context of what we learned in Thinking and Destiny. When we come to the earth, right, we are introducing a separation,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I
And
got it. Yes.
he also says a number of times in various chapters, he says, when you are sitting alone, you sometimes feel lonely, even though you may be sitting in a large crowd. That is because you are missing your higher self, or you are
Yeah.
missing your triune self, in other words. Because a portion of the doer is inside your physical body, but you are missing your home. Right? Now, read that, bring that memory back into trying to understand from here.
Okay.
When
Let us see what he said.
you are living in oneness, when you are in oneness, absolute oneness, then you don't feel that separation. Now, when you don't feel that separation, that means you have merged with the universal energy, that is unification.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As you progress through the 8th level of light body, there is a point toward the end, right before you transition to the 9th level, that the translation opens up. So at the end of the 8th, as you progress through the 8th level of light body, there is a point towards the end, right before your transition to the 9th level, that the translation opens up.
Correct.
All of that stuff that was transmitted from spirit through this period is suddenly there and accessible on a verbal level. Oh, at this point, at the transition
That
of the
means
8th,
your the so-called Alzheimer's is gone at this level. Because you are not now talking in tones, colors, and geometries. You are able to decipher that to a word level, verbal level.
yeah, so that is how he says accessible and a verbal level. Okay.
Correct.
This is the point of going home. That is the best way we can put
You are
it.
returning, connecting back to your higher self, and
Yes.
I don't know where this book came from. I'm really helpful to whoever is the master who has pushed this book into our group. What a wisdom.
Your multidimensional mind. The fact that you are a vast multidimensional being is real to you at every level and is undeniable. You become aware of your vastness. Many people bop along. What is the bop? Many
Yes,
people bop.
Hop
okay.
along.
Okay.
just stumble through. Stumble
That's
through.
right. Yeah.
Many people bop along through the other stages of light body saying, gee, I hope this is real. It is very wonderful when we see them realize that this process is real for them. So they think, oh my God, this is
interesting. See, this is sometimes we are at the wrong place at the right time. We are not meant to be there, but we are there, so we are the beneficiary of that.
So is this
there may
that?
be many people who are ascending, right? This could be one of those. See, the ascension is taking place. You are there. Maybe you are not ready, but you are also part of that ascension.
That's why they're saying, oh, is this real? Is this real? Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Then you become aware that you can be anywhere you want to be, doing anything you want to do. The last vestiges of obligation begins to drop off. Everything you are doing is because spirit is directing you to do. There is no other reason that you ever need. You
Now,
will begin
this
to
sentence is very interesting, right? Everything you are doing is because spirit is directing you. That means you have relinquished the ego mind completely.
Yes. You are completely connected to the soul level.
Correct.
नहीं तो ऐसे
Can we-
बोलेंगे भूत घुस गया,
हाँ हाँ, वो जो जिसको समझ में नहीं आए वो उसके लिए तो
वो
भूत ही
बोलेगा
है
भूत
ये।
घुस गया।
Yeah,
So the last doubts also they begin to drop off. He's saying the
correct.
yeah. Okay, you will begin to operate without a need
Now,
for.
the sentence is the last vestiges of obligation. What is this obligation? Obligation, I think, is either the attachments or remnants of the karmic energies that we bring in, the karmic patterns, which is hooking into us, they completely drop off. Is that a right
Yes, the
reading?
latter one is correct. The latter one is, to my mind, is correct.
Correct. Correct.
The obligations, the karmic obligations drop off. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Karmic obligation drops off. So there is no other reason that you ever need. You will begin to operate without a need for reasons and rationales. You are following spirit with every breath and every step. You say, I am doing this because I want to, rather than I am doing this because I am supposed to, or not to, or said I would. So that is how you conviction.
Those are the vestiges also.
So that is the with fearless
Those
conviction.
are the obligations. Those are the obligations that are getting melted. Yeah, right. Beautiful.
You begin to communicate with people on a whole new level, a level we call transpersonal. You interact with someone because your spirit is guiding you to interact. You talk because the words are there from your spirit. Wow.
That means you have actually merged to such an extent that you are more like a channel.
Yes, yes. Let's go down one more page.
Not a
Yeah,
channel
that's
by
where,
desire and by design. Yeah.
That's where in Unified we practice to channel the masters and we
Yes.
communicate with higher self. This is what it's coming through us.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That means we are at a state of transpersonal. That is the new level that we have acquired there. Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go down one more page.
In this
Okay.
stage,
In this stage, people often don't know what to do with you because your fields have changed. All the tetrahedrons they used to be able to hook up with are not in hook position anymore. All the tetrahedrons they used to be able to hook up with are not in hook position anymore. Those people in your life who want to connect with you through coercion or manipulation or codependency drop away pretty fast because they can't connect with you anymore. You are no longer operating at that level. There is a deeper serenity that begins to flow through you and at a heightened, more consistent ecstasy as you remain connected with your spirit. You are no longer floating in and out so much. You stay in the body. You manifest your multidimensionality through your body. Wow.
no, that
The other
this do you get a feeling that this is very similar to all the light having got activated, in which in that serpent rising he talks about the entire body glowing in yellow. This appears to be very similar there. Right?
सर एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है दिमाग में when this
हाँ.
kind of a stuff is happens okay with the person, so how that person can write a book, you know, like through the channel or something, you know, there's like there are the many books has been written.
Correct.
So that person is using his
See,
95%
one person is the communication of the wisdom is coming through the channel, and this person is able to connect, and he is also at the level of verbal communication. He says that, no? 9th level. He says that somewhere here.
Yeah, verbal.
Yeah, here.
Yeah,
right?
through this period is
So
suddenly there.
all of that stuff that was transmitted from spirit through this period is suddenly there and accessible on a verbal level. Only then he can create a document out of it. Yeah,
So
good
during that,
question. Yeah.
so during
That
that
means
period,
you have gone through the confusions of 7, confusions of 8, and you have now come into 9. That is when you are able to see that. That means from a consciousness perspective, you are sitting in the 9th dimension.
so
That is why he
in
is able to deal with both the sides. But only he can do that. Others cannot connect because their vibration levels are way below. He is out of reach for the others.
okay.
Yeah.
So in that condition, sir, when you see this kind of a people, what would be your way of taking them? Like when that person is communicating or
Like till
channelized, are
yesterday,
they
I would
into
have taken them
every
saying that
state?
something is wrong with them.
So every time are they into that state, or at the
They will
some
always
time?
be. That's what he is saying, no?
So, sir, this kind of a
You
people
are
can
no
also.
longer floating in and out so much. You stay in the body. You manifest your multidimensionality through your body. That means with the body we are able to go
So they are
on
present at
those.
the times also at the same time, sir.
Alright, they can do the. See, we are also existing. We don't recognize that we are sitting in more than 9 layers together.
True. So these people they know that they are sitting at the different planes and different
Exactly,
levels,
yes. That
and they
that that
communicate
is
also with those planes.
yes. That is why they are able to channel, right?
सर देखना है मुझे ऐसे लोगों को सामने से.
आप
शायद
सामने
देखा
देखना
होगा,
है.
you
I
may
will
not
tell
know.
you, भाई, my Guruji is in that category. He used to keep telling us. He says, "Was I silent for the last 1 hour? Was I with you?" And then the next statement is, "I was also in Kasi trying to help one soul."
Okay.
See, that's why here he says, this stays for longer. There is a deeper sanity that begins to flow through you and a heightened, more consistent ecstasy. See, it is not going, coming back like before. It is staying longer, it is more consistent ecstasy as you remain connected with your spirit.
Correct.
So normally
He
for
said that, and then read this para once again.
So sir, जब वो वाली बुक
ये
है हमारी.
पढ़ो कंचन, ये सुनो पहले, ये क्या लिखा है.
the other thing that happens in the 8th level light body is that you begin to open up your consciousness not only
Right.
through the dimension but also across parallels.
Okay,
You
now,
begin to
Kanchan, your question is getting answered here. You are
Yes.
able
so
to
it is
go, you are able to go vertically. That is the dimensions.
Yes.
You are also
And
able to go through parallel existences.
so Lahari Mahashaya was also always in these states.
He was
Oh,
higher
yeah.
than this actually. Lahari Mahashaya was higher than this.
Yes.
Uh, so I'm just recollecting the book stating that he was there in the
Uh,
Kashi and also was there in the sitting in his own ashram also. Remember?
Exactly.
मुझे
Yes.
लगता है हम जस्टिफाई नहीं कर पाएंगे कौन किस लेवल पे है, बट यस ऑफ
No,
कोर्स
वो
दे आर एट.
justify नहीं. I'm saying he is higher
हम
than
just
this because
सर
हाँ,
हम
the
ऐसे
book
तो
says
कनेक्ट
that
करने
he
की
has
कोशिश
already
कर रहे
done
हैं.
this for us.
हाँ,
हम
सो
ऐसे
हम
ना
कनेक्ट
कनेक्ट
कर
करने
सकते हैं.
हाँ कनेक्ट
बस
करने की
Yeah, you
हम
कोशिश
can
कर
कनेक्ट.
रहे हैं ताकि
understand that.
हमारा
You can,
समझ हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग
correct.
उतने लेवल की हो जाए कि whatever we are reading we are just sinking in it that way.
Now look here also, right? His ending of the para is very interesting. At first,
Yeah.
this can become quite disorienting, but over time will become exhilarating.
Hmm.
Yeah, you begin to be able to coordinate your energy across multi realities. At first, this can become quite disorienting, but over time it will become exhilarating.
That
Whatever you
is
say,
why, I think that is why they keep saying practice, practice, practice. Even our Lobsang Rampa, he says, right, for third eye and all, you keep on practicing, you keep on practicing, you keep on practicing, you will see the whole thing.
Yes.
Yes, right.
By the way, if I can just digress a little, how many of you know the actual Lobsang Rampa?
We don't, because the person that we read about, the person who has done that seems to be a person who has channeled those energies rather than the original.
Exactly, exactly. He is actually a Scottish person, not a Tibetan. He has never been to Tibet. So when it was a journalist, he was in Canada, this person. And when a journalist, let's see, 1970, I tell you what happened. 1970s, it was very fashionable to be a fan of Lobsang Rampa. I was in that group. Okay, Diwar books. But then when this journalist sort of exposed him, we thought he was exposed as a fraud. We suddenly stopped. It became, wrong to even talk about Lobsang Rampa. This journalist discovered that this man who's writing his calls himself Lobsang Rampa is actually a carpenter, a carpenter or a mason, something like that, from
I
Scotland.
remember
Now,
reading it as a postman or something.
No. He was a mason. Because he was doing work. That's how he got hurt.
Okay.
And then what happened was, sometime during his work, he fell down. A tree or a branch fell on him or something like that.
He might
At
have
that
hit his
moment,
right side. He might
something like
have
that.
hit, from what we read, right?
Yes,
He
yes.
might have hit on his right side, and then all that information would have got downloaded.
Suddenly he said, after that I woke up, I didn't know who I was, and he started thinking of himself and called himself Lobsang Rampa. This is what is called the walk-in. So a
Correct.
real Lobsang Rampa Tibetan monk walked in into his thing, and he started talking about. So when he was exposed, they thought he was a fraud. So they tried to start looking at the real Lobsang Rampa somewhere in Tibet, etc. They couldn't find him at all. So they thought this fellow is going about fake. But how did he, even if it's a fake, how did he know so much Tibet? He has never been to Tibet. How did he know so much of Buddhism? He wrote about he talked about the dead. The Tibetans have got a dead book. The Book of the Dead, it is called. He used to write about that. Then our this man, Dalai Lama met him. He spoke to him and he said, no, he's true. Lobsang, he is a true Tibetan monk. I can understand him. That is when he got back that people accepted that he is a walk-in and that is real.
So this also,
the real
sir,
Lobsang, we don't know
what
where
we
it is.
read. Now, this indicates to what we read. Between the 8th and 9th dimension, right? You start downloading all the information of your past lives.
Right.
So his injury might have done that.
Correct.
It would have got activated and all that information download immediately happened.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, this book is clarifying so many things. Huh? It's just only 137 pages compared to 1100 and odd pages that we are still to read. 1080. Yeah.
whatever you
Beautiful.
say or do,
Thanks for the question, Kanchan. We from here, where all we went and came back.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
so whatever you say or do, completely guided by spirit at this point, at this 9th level. So this completely shifts the way you relate. It certainly shifts your interpersonal relationships pretty fast. It can bring up a whole lot of fears such as, will I ever have sex again? Or will I ever? Can we go?
Yeah. Be able to hold a job?
Yeah. Will I ever be able to hold a job? Sometimes the answer is a big no. The 8th level is one of the most transformative levels. Most of you are moving very fast and feel at times as though you are going crazy. You may catch yourself talking in rhyme, unable to talk at all, or talking backwards. The translation will come as you open to the new languages and let them affect your fields and cellular structure. So the translation will come as you open to the new languages and let them affect your fields and cellular structure. It is literally going into
I want to
DNA.
know, ma'am, 1 minute. This particular thing is setting me thinking differently.
Yeah, that is the DNA change is happening.
We all have heard mantras influence a person's environment and health,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Now, what is he saying here? The translation will come as you open to the new languages. We don't understand those languages at all. When somebody is reciting something in Sanskrit, what do we understand? One word here, one word there. But as a sentence, we don't understand. Correct?
Yes.
But, right? And let them affect your fields, our aura, our energy levels, the patterns that are getting created, that affects us. Now, the flip side of this is I can cast a spell at that level, which could also become detrimental to you. Is that a right way to think?
No, if your capability is that high, it is possible. But my own belief is because of the kind of information download, you will not do it. You will not have desire even.
No, you may not, sir. But if let us think about Vishwamitra, Ramayana is now being proved to be history rather than story.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Vishwamitra was their guru. That means he had to exist in some form or the other.
Okay.
He could utter a curse. Right? Curse is nothing but you're letting that field, you're releasing it with such an intensity that they are changing the field and cellular structure.
Okay.
Right? Those vibrations can have an influence, either positive or negative, depends upon the intent with which they are released.
Correct.
Right? I'm just trying to deduce.
Sir,
No,
मुझे
I agree with that. My contention is, see, we don't know why people like Vishwa. That's why in the story of Sita questions this and asks the father to prevent these people by making curses. I don't know if you remember that part of the
Correct.
story. So I don't know why people did it. Probably at those
Probably that
points,
is because even though they were, sir, one thing is their natural environment itself was that ascended.
right.
Right. And they had their own roles of emotion to play. Right. Over a period, because of the misuse, the 12-strand DNA that we are supposed to have was mutated and made 2-strand DNA.
Take another example. What about Gautam's curse of Ahalya? No. But Gautam was not a bad person. He had his own reason. In fact, he became
and
God
even
blessed
No,
him.
but sir, all these curses come when you are trying to display a sort of a hurt ego.
So,
Possible.
but that
I mean, I'm just thinking, if it is not the ego that has been hurt, Vishwamitra would not have done what all he did.
Okay.
Dhruva Maharshi, he wouldn't have cursed so many. It's all the ego that is getting hurt. That means they were failing in their position. And they had to recover all those lost energies. It's very similar to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's that story that we keep hearing, right? He tells his Sishya, who says, I walked over Ganges and came across. He says, why did you? You would have helped somebody earn his living by giving him 25 paise.
Yes.
Right? Now, to acquire what you have lost, it will take this many years.
Hmm.
So that means they were also behaving as human beings. They had those giving into their negatives and learning their lessons in the process, probably.
Possible. Very correct.
I mean, I am able to link it like that because look at the next sentence, which I had not
Sir,
seen earlier. I'm just seeing it now. It is
sir,
literally going into your DNA. That means the DNA structure.
sir, इसमें ना मुझे एक और चीज लगता है when you start repeating the mantra, any mantra, it goes into your body in a such a way that it affects you. It just give a charge to that particular organs or the body, whatever the place you want to put it.
Even that
Because
is possible. Yes. Yes. That's what I
I was
said. The impact could be positive, it could be negative, but that potential exists.
Yeah, in my own experience, I've noticed this, sir. When I recite something like name or anything, it will have so much energy in it that my body starts reacting. I'll shake like anything. My head will spin. All these reactions happen when I recite something. Be it
I
just asking someone some help that go. This is how my astral projection. I think that's what I can name it as. This is how it happened. I was trying to guide one soul uh, to listen to its higher self or some itself. That when I was keep on repeating that in me, that is where my third eye pulled and I got pulled into some layer. So not only mantra,
Yes.
words itself has that when you recite
energy.
repeatedly certain, it will react.
See, correct, Kirti. There, you need to remember one thing.
Hmm.
In one state, our communication is like what Joe Dispenza says. For the mind, for the brain, the language is symbols, noise, colors. Right?
Hmm.
That's get translated at a different dimension for something else. And
Oh,
in
okay.
the lower dimension, the same thing is interpreted not in terms of the frequencies, etc., because frequency is common right through. But what is not common? The way it is delivered. It is like our software applications, right? When it is getting executed at the ground level, at the physical layer, it is in ones and zeros, right? It is all binary. But when it is
Hmm.
getting presented, it is a translated, interpreted, and translated. This one that we are seeing on the screen, ASCII converted and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm able to follow what this is now. Now, the cellular structure and field structure, ma'am. Now, here, I think we can even plant. I'm able to now even go to the extent of how astral surgeries also happen. Because you are inducing this changed cellular structure in the aura. You're in the physical layer through your thought process, through your breathing in, through your circulatory system, it is going into the body and having the impact that it has to. Is that a logical conclusion? Sir?
Yeah.
It appears like that because end of the day, either Akashic record or aura is nothing but energies in patterns.
The whole
The
universe is
moment,
considered to be energy in patterns.
exactly.
Right.
Right. Wow. Once again, thanks to the master who has sent this book. There's nothing, I don't have words. So many things are getting clarified in these 60 pages that we have covered.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
The translation will come as you open to the new languages and let them affect your fields and cellular structure. It is literally going into your DNA. Your spirit is putting through direct encodiments at this point. This is also a mutation of the nervous system. All of your nervous system is sort of being tweaked
One
up.
point, ma'am. Between dimensions, right?
Yeah.
We were reading yesterday the axonal lines that connect, or was I reading
Yeah.
it in some other book?
No.
No, not
नहीं, इसी में पढ़े थे
yesterday.
ATP ADP.
हाँ
Yeah,
नहीं,
last
ATP
week.
ADP अलग है, not ATP
तो
ADP.
वही
The axonal lines, that means in the dimension, right?
Yes.
Just like we have our parts and body components connected through nervous system, nerves and nerve endings and nervous systems, right?
Yeah.
At
Last
that
week we
layer, I
read.
think axonal इसी में कहीं देखा है.
Yes. Yeah, same thing, but
हाँ,
last
यहीं
week we
पढ़ा है
read.
सर, पीछे पढ़ा है, यस
Last,
लास्ट वीक पढ़ा है.
नहीं,
yeah, it is a
axonal.
connection between different levels of the
Yes,
body.
I think
Yeah.
it is in the body levels. Axi,
सर वो
नहीं,
5th
ये
से 8th के
spelling.
बीच में है.
हाँ, correct. I remember yesterday
5th
we read that.
5th
So
और
now,
8th के बीच में है.
yes, that is the physical, our body structure, not the
तो
activation,
सर
but
आप
the
क्या
body levels. Body
तो
levels
आप
में
क्या
है.
तो आप क्या ये इसको कहना ये चाहते हैं कि जिसका भी एस्ट्रल सर्जरी हुआ है, so
हाँ.
those people are all at the 8th level? No, right?
No. It is the wisdom of the master who has used the astral surgery component, and the modus operandi is this, or
हाँ,
the
ऐसा कह
process
सकते
through
हैं.
which
यस
it happens.
यस ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि फील्ड को अफेक्ट हुआ, सेलुलर स्ट्रक्चर को अफेक्ट हुआ, इसके कारण हुआ है, बट नॉट ऑलवेज दैट कि वही बंदा 8th लेवल में है.
No. I am trying to, as a person who is at X level of consciousness, trying to understand how this is working. How does the Akashic record, how your thought patterns shape your destiny? अभी समझ में आ रहा है?
जी.
Because thinking and destiny, right?
करेक्ट.
Percival is talking about your thoughts, the energies that you release has to be impacted by you only. Correct. So this is the 8th level में हो रहा है वो. That means our existence in the 8th level is being manipulated by a master who is able to reach there. Okay. Yeah. Let's proceed further. Ma'am, back to you.
Okay. Your nervous system is sort of being tweaked up to handle the new level of information. You may also find that your eyesight becomes kind of blurry. The ringing in your ears, the ringing in your ears becomes so pronounced, you have trouble hearing. The nerves in your ears and eyes, and actually your entire sensory apparatus, are being required to process a lot more information than that has ever been processed before. So at times there may be brain scrambles. Be patient. Be patient with yourself and patient with those around you. Keep your humor around you, because there are days when it is very funny. Another thing that is very common in 8th level light body is heart palpitations or an arrhythmic heartbeat.
Arrhythmic. That means opposite of rhythmic.
Yeah.
Arrhythmic, okay, heartbeat, opposite of,
Arrhythmic.
okay. Irregular heart.
Arrhythmic.
Arrhythmic, okay, so arrhythmia, they call that is what arrhythmia. Okay, arrhythmic heart. This is because the internal 5th dimensional circulatory system, called the axial system, is coming online. Oh, this is what you are saying. Yeah,
Yes,
the axial lines.
yes, correct.
Yeah. And your heart may be receiving dual electrical impulses. Yeah. This goes on until there
This
is.
is like, I think this is very similar to, you go to the seashore, right? There is a wave which is coming in the backward. There is also a wave coming in the forward direction. You are caught in between.
Oh, okay. That's why the
You
8th
will
and 5th
fall.
level.
You will flip
Okay.
actually. You will flip, and sometimes the fall is so bad that you get sucked also into the reverse current. You are caught between two currents basically.
Rip current.
Yes, yes. Yeah. This goes on.
Okay, this goes on until there is a kick-over point where the axial system and the autonomic nervous system actually merge their functions, and the heart is basically operating from impulses from the axial system. 8th level body is terribly exciting. When 95% of the light workers were in 8th level light body, they began to hook up into group mind together and to bring in entirely new programs in service to this planet. It is like cutting a superhighway to source for the whole species. That is like we are all becoming now in.
Anapanasati.
Yeah,
So,
Anapanasati
ba-
groups.
ba- basi- ba- basically, the emergence of prophets
Yes.
Yeah.
who minded that together. So there is a particular period where that number of prophets were.
Yes. So 9th level light body. So the main lot of changes occurs in 8th level, it looks like.
No, I
Ninth
think
level.
it is epitome of changes because you are now moving, you are transiting, right? 8th level is the
Yes.
transitory point. You are ending one stage and then going into the next stage.
Yes. 9th level of light body. As you transition into the 9th level of light body, the translation opens and you begin to understand tonal languages. It becomes something you can recognize instead of it just affecting you. Those geometries and patterns that you are working with in your mind becomes coherent. They are a language. Some of you may experience hieroglyphics or Morse code. These are all types of light languages. They are 6th dimensional. Your spirit is using these languages to shift the 6th dimensional structure of your blueprint into a new template for your 5th dimensional light body. Let me read. Your spirit is using these languages.
Visualize it like this. The highest dimension of creativity creates the overall blueprint. He mentioned that, right? Then, see, you've got the lower end of creativity, you've got the mid-tier creativity, and you've got the upper-tier creativity.
Yes.
Okay. So the patterning is done in the design section. From our organization structure today, we can say that is the design section. Those who have created that have issued the work order to the middle tier. They have to translate it in a language that the ground level can understand. Okay, are you all with me?
So they are.
एक एग्जाम्पल से समझने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. When the highest level of music has been formed, okay, the kind of
music, don't bring in complicated matter. Keep it simple. You have to get a work executed. So your higher self has created your project plan for this life. What are the project deliverables? What is the problem that it is going to address? That is all at the conceptual stage is taking place. ठीक है कंचन? अभी नेक्स्ट लेवल में इसको ब्रेक डाउन स्ट्रक्चर अभी ब्रेक डाउन करना पड़ेगा था, वो कॉन्सेप्ट है, इसको ब्रेक डाउन करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि इसको रियलिटी में ट्रांसफर करना है ना.
Into small stages.
Correct.
Task.
All those, the sequencing of that, all that is done in the middle tier.
Hmm.
So those geometries and patterns that you are working with in your mind become coherent. Clarity आ गया. They are a language. मतलब कब clarity आएगा? When it has been put into cognizable structures. That structure you are giving the name of a language.
Which I can understand.
Correct. Some of you may experience hieroglyphics. That means some of them are going to be block diagrams,
Pattern.
not giving you the internal content.
Hmm.
Okay. Or some of them are going to be coded because I have got reusable components or whatever I have in my organization. I am going to give those. That is my IP. IP को आपको Morse code में दे दिया. These are all types of light languages. This only specific algorithms might be there existing in the deliverable, final deliverable machinery. So they will understand. They are sixth dimensional. Which one? The languages. The light languages are from the sixth dimension. Your spirit is using these languages to shift the sixth dimensional structure of your blueprint into a new template for your fifth dimensional light body. Right? समझ में आया अभी? अभी ये वर्क ऑर्डर पूरा डिटेल स्टेटमेंट ऑफ वर्क, व्हाट आर द डिलीवरेबल्स, ये पूरा ये बना के दे रहा है.
So fifth dimensional light body will understand this thing and then comprehend.
Imagine that you are the CEO of a company.
Hmm.
Okay. You want the benefits, the company to execute for certain opportunities.
Hmm.
So how will you give the communication down the line, layer to layer to layer? It is very similar to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any questions from anybody else?
No, basically, whatever these patterns, geometrical patterns or symbols they are getting, they're converted into
Verbal and other communications.
understandable language.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
Let's proceed further.
You are beginning to embody divinity. The seventh dimensional threshold may activate, causing lower back or hip pain and a feeling of density in the pelvic floor. The seventh dimensional structures are shifting into alignment with your oversouls. New alpha omega structures are opening around the physical body, allowing more energy to pour in. The fifth and sixth dimensional etheric structures are coordinating through the seventh dimensional alignment with your oversouls to receive a new Adam Cadman divine image. I don't know what it is.
I
Yeah, I
also
also
don't know.
Adam
Okay.
Cadman.
It is, we'll
Adam
search the net. Somewhere in the net
That
it should be available.
Mm.
Let us see.
So during that process, the alignment of the spine structure happens, especially the lower spine.
This again, I think we have to complete that Kundalini book if we have to understand this.
Oh, no, oh my God.
कुंडलिनी के साथ साथ में आपका वो पोलराइजेशन वाला बुक था ना,
हाँ.
वो वाला.
That is actually in terms of tree theory
Okay.
posted view.
I have here a definition of Adam Kadam. Adam Kadam is divine light without vessels that is pure potential in the human psyche. Adam Kadam corresponds to the Yashida, the collective essence of the. So this is actually a biblical
Yeah.
Language.
the anthropomorphic
Oh.
name of Adam Kadam denotes that it contains both the ultimate divine purpose for creation, that is mankind, as well as an embodiment the separate or divine attributes. Adam Kadam is paradoxically both Adam and divine. So it is contains both. What I
So
understand
that
is
is, it is the human and spiritual.
human. Absolutely correct. The human as well as divine. That's
Correct.
yeah.
सर ऐसे लोग होते हैं क्या?
क्यों नहीं?
नहीं हमें भी ऐसे हम भी होते
हम
हैं
सब
कभी
ऐसे
कभी
ही
ना
हैं.
ये फिर
No,
देखो,
actually,
people
आप
are divine.
रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पा रहे हो. हाँ, या कीर्ति?
sir, I have this question. So, who is channeling this light language, getting the codes? They are getting from sixth dimension, right?
Correct.
Are they in sixth dimension too, or they're just channeling it?
They are able to connect to the sixth dimension.
So,
Where
sir,
are they? We don't
Okay.
know.
They're the media. They are the medium.
They are the media,
Okay.
yes.
They are the medium.
That means
Chandra sir,
they are able to connect there and also act physically in the physical
Okay.
realm.
sir, ये
That means
एक
their
एक
level of consciousness is able to connect there.
Okay, because I have done this. I'm not now I'm understanding what is going on.
Exactly. No, this book is actually explaining so many things, so much of our past experiences,
Yeah,
which were miracles for us till now.
yes.
sir,
Now the proper explanation is going on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
sir, the person whoever is telling you whatever it comes in your dreams or somebody is channeling you with this enlighten
No,
us with this kind of
dreams, I have got a very clear communication understanding. It is basically your soul communicating with you. Your over self communicating with you.
okay. So even your soul over soul is present into the some dimension.
Your soul, over soul is sitting along with the highest dimension. अरे
So
ये
it is
क्वेश्चन तो आपको नहीं
dimension.
पूछना चाहिए. They are part of the realm of permanence, right?
Yes, got that.
कहाँ भूल जाते हो?
भूला नहीं, she needs a further. Okay.
अच्छा, भूला नहीं, वो टेम्पररी क्या बोलते हैं, एमनीशिया है कि
जब वो रबर से इरेज हो जाता है फिर वापस से आप लिख देते हो.
आई नो. मेरे को इस बार हथौड़ा से बताना पड़ेगा ताकि वो परमानेंटली चिपका रहे.
Yes.
That is why you should have a brain like mine. There is nothing there, only wet clay. Whatever you throw into it, it will go and stick there. आगे से bouncing भी नहीं होगा.
For me,
Aiming for
nothing
that,
sticks
sir.
either.
Aiming
Just
for
empty.
that, sir. Aiming for that. Yeah, same here. Nothing
तभी आप
sticks.
practicing this.
बिल्कुल wet clay है ये. अंदर जो है बिल्कुल wet clay है. उसमें
Sir,
पानी ज्यादा हो जाता है तो फ्लो चालू हो जाता है. पानी
ये
कम होता है तो
process का
चिपका रहता है. Great. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so we have got a meaning. This image is half man, half divine.
Yeah.
Right.
So this happens as the fifth and sixth dimensional etheric structures are coordinated through the seventh dimensional alignment with your oversouls to receive a new Adam Cadman divine image.
Correct.
You may at this point experience body shifts. You may find yourself a whole lot taller or a whole lot thinner or bigger, or you may grow wings. You may become aware that you have other body types than that of a human. And you
Okay,
begin
hold
to
here
integrate.
1 minute. Kirti,
Yes, sir.
this explains your burning and your shaking and all that.
Yes, sir. Actually, during we do different meditations too. I turn into dragonfly.
Yeah, yeah.
I turn into some other thing. I'll do some process. All these things
Correct.
happens.
So all this layer explains everything.
And also, I remember one time Patri sir was explaining his experience. when he was going on a scooter behind a person, suddenly he became a big, huge person. He started feeling like he has become a very tall and huge person. That is one of the experiences he said in one of the videos I heard. So
Yeah,
probably he was.
one person, I don't know who is Sai Kumar. I don't know who travels often with Patri sir. They said
Might be
that
Sai Kumar Reddy, sir.
the train berths will be there, right? Levels where we sleep. So top one was very short for Patriji, it seems. So they thought that his leg's going to come out. It's very short. Why he is sleeping there and all. But eventually, that thing has extended so much that his whole body fit into that. It seems. So he shrunk or that extended. We don't know that, but that happened right in front of their eyes. So yeah, they can shapeshift. They have that ability.
Yeah. So you may become aware that you have other body types than that of a human, and you begin to integrate non-human identities into the human identity. This is the vast coordination point for all the levels of what you are. You are translating the languages of life directly and are aware of yourself at other dimensions in whatever model you care to use. You are aware of the interconnecting crystalline structure that joins everything. Oh, you're aware of the interconnecting crystalline structure. Okay. You become far less connected with caring what anybody thinks about you on a personal level. What matters is how you express spirit now with each breath and with each step you take. You cares what anybody thinks. Who cares what anybody
Yeah.
Who cares what anybody thinks? They will wake up. They are doing this too. Remember, this process is not optional. If you are incarnate, you are mutating. The pituitary gland is opening further and producing more growth hormone. In some women, an estrogen imbalance may occur. You may feel exhausted, depressed, and alienated. Sometimes your periods may become irregular, or you may have changes in your flow. So, as you began the shift to the 9th level of light body, you began a very powerful shift to your multidimensional self. You are making it real and manifest on this planet now. The master that you are. We see you all as masters. Everyone is a master. You came to this planet to master the limitations of separation. Great job, guys. Now the game is shifting into who you really are in your vastness. When we look at you, we know every one of you and at every level of your existence. Do you have any idea at all of how much energy it takes to keep you looking this limited and shielded? Oh, do you have any idea at all of how much energy it takes to keep you looking this limited and shielded? An enormous amount. Well, you no longer have to pretend. All the holds are off. You have full permission and total support to manifest your divinity. Oh my God. Sorry, you have wings. That's why you're free.
So
You,
master the limitation of separation.
Yes.
So is equal
huh?
to
Is equal to merge with the unified
merge.
field.
So you are one with everyone. You mean to say that?
Yes.
One with
So
the
you are
field.
so
The
vast.
one field.
Yes. Yes. We still have 7 minutes. Will it complete
Okay.
this?
Yeah,
I
let's
think we
complete
should.
this.
We should. No, because it's becoming too interesting. Otherwise, रात को नींद भी नहीं आएगा अभी.
Sir, वो नीचे कीजिए. How many pages to complete this?
उससे क्या मतलब है?
Let's
जिनको
finish
सोना
this.
है वो जाके सोएंगे. चलो.
There is usually a massive dissension at the beginning of 9th level of light body and a massive one at the end. So it keeps going down, massive dissension. Now in the 3rd, 6th and 9th levels, you go into a strong re-evaluation. The 9th level can be one of the most difficult because it is at this point final surrender to spirit. You will discover that you do not control anything on a personal level. You will understand that all you have ever been is a divine instrument. You are spirit in action. Your spirit determines the income you have or the income that you don't have, the direction that your work is taking, or whether you work at all. The spirit begins everything. You are a divine instrument. It is the dissolution of the ego self. This is the final passage through the gate of awakening.
Okay.
This can
One
be the
point I
most
would like to make here, ma'am.
Mhm.
Right? Whenever I used to invite my Guruji to come home or do some engagement, he used to say, I have to put a prasna.
Yeah,
Okay.
even I have
Now I am
this.
able to understand what it is.
What is it,
So
sir?
they
Your
are,
voice broke in between. We couldn't
no,
hear.
he said,
Hmm?
I have to raise a prasna.
Prashnam.
question.
Yeah, I have
Question?
to raise a question
Mhm.
and pose it in my meditation for an answer.
Whether
Okay,
he
okay.
Unless I am given
how
clearance, I am not permitted to visit.
yeah.
Oh,
So
your
that
guru has
means,
to raise a question in his meditation when he.
No.
yes.
Yes, yes. Chandra sir's gurus has to raise the question in his meditation.
That's yeah.
So
Okay,
if
yeah.
they want to perform any program, right? Let us say they want to do a yajna for the following sankalpa, right? I believe they have to raise a prasna. Now he is a follower of Narsimha Avtara. So he raises to that energy. That energy has to give him clearance in one way or the other. Very similar to Kirti, what we do in raising a question to our over self,
Yeah, unified. Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And when they get the clearance, that means we get the clearance, we are allowed to proceed. Otherwise, we are not supposed to proceed.
Hmm. So here your
This is
guru's
what,
higher self is Narsimha Swami. That's what it
yes,
is.
yes.
Okay.
So when
Yeah.
here they talk about the job you're doing, income and all this, this is the
That
stage
is
people they
purely
leave.
for surviving. Purely for surviving.
Yeah. So spirits design everything. You are a divine instrument.
Yes. Because this man
Okay.
was working in Central Bank of India.
The writer of this book.
No, I'm talking about
No,
my
guru.
Guruji,
This is Guru.
my Guru's Guru. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
This can be the most ecstatic experience, and at the same time, it can be the most painful. For most of you, this is what you have worked for lifetimes. At what you come up
Yet
at when you come up to that gateway, it can be frightening. The ecstasy that exists on the other side of that gate is beyond description in this language. I am channeling through this body now, but I live in that state all the time. I am never separated from the source. I am source. That is what is offered to each and every one of you, but it does mean surrender at every level of your being. Ninth level is where that surrender occurs. Surrender and ecstasy. Now, on one level, free will is an absolute reality, but from another level, it is a total illusion. This is
That
what
means there
our
is
friends
nothing
at
like free will. That means there is
yes.
nothing like free will. When you mature
When
and
you
go to that
surrender,
level, then just look at my Guruji's statement and any request that you place, he needs a clearance.
and
To
also when you
us,
surrender,
correct.
then there is no free will.
When you are surrendering, you are
No, free will
surrendering
is
fully
still
your
there, but it is an illusion. The lower level people think it is free will, But actually, there is nothing like free will. Even
So,
that is
sir,
part of the destiny. Yeah,
so, sir, everything has been done by the spirit
correct.
because
Yeah, soul level.
हाँ,
Yeah.
soul level because
Yeah.
आप surrender कर चुके हो ना पूरी तरीके से. You are not using your
हाँ,
brain and everything. So everything has been
you
done by them.
you will be under the Maya that you are connected and you are doing it yourself, but actually you are not. That is the message.
But sir,
I
ये level
I
पे तो
can
वो
tell you
मानते
about
नहीं हो.
myself.
Sir,
See,
Yeah.
I can tell you about myself.
yes,
I
sir.
had never no ambition, no goal, not what I want to be this or that. Okay. Just surrender to my laziness. And it took me through pathways. I'm not joking. To from being a scientist to being an architect to being an engineer to being an MBA professor, I don't know what. I've enjoyed throughout the flow because I just didn't bother that I have to do something.
Sir, now I am realizing.
Mm.
Someone, when I was studying the 4th class, they asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be an engineer.
Mm.
Right. I never worked for it. In fact, I used to shy away. अरे इंजीनियरिंग है तो 5 साल पेरेंट्स को छोड़ के रहना पड़ेगा. That was my thought process. अंत में
Okay.
not 5 साल. Right from class 1, I had to be in the hostels. Like, actually, that is true. Whatever he is saying, if we look back, I think all our lives would have gone through that stage.
Mm.
Yeah.
So the surrender. Now, on one level, free will is an absolute reality, but from another level, it is a total illusion. This is what our friends at Earth Mission call the disillusionment. It is a vital part of the light body process because it means the final letting go of the I self as you think of it. As we think of it, your mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies are strictly tools for spirit. They do not have consciousness of their own. It is part of the illusion of separation that ego self has control. This is our viewpoint, and it is okay if you don't agree. Right now, as most of you are in 9th level light body, spirit is beginning to push you up against the gate of awakening. You are already experiencing the dissolving of your identities and your context. Allow it, surrender to it. It is the resistance that hurts. Follow your spirit with every breath and every step. Be that vastness here, and you will be exactly where you need to be, with whom you need to be, doing what you need to do in every now moment. The survival fears drop out, they become unimportant. As you manifest who you really are and what you are here to do, all the nagging little illusions, they become unimportant and not real. Now, fears may still come up because you are still living in this world, but you are now able to set them aside. In the 3rd, 6th, and 9th levels, you are disconnecting from the consensus
Consensus.
reality. In the 3rd and 6th and 9th levels, you are disconnecting from consciences reality, consensus reality. You find that when you reconnect, it is painful. Oh, okay. So basically, because you are disconnecting, you're okay, but as long as
Disconnecting
you're
from the reality that is contiguous and it is in agreement,
yeah.
right? You find
Yeah.
that when you reconnect, so these are all the transitory phases actually. 4th, right? Is
At
it
higher
what?
levels,
3rd.
you know,
3rd, see, 3rd is absolutely end of physical dimension, where it is matter. Then you are transitioning into emotions. At the 6th and 9th levels, you are losing your identity slowly. Okay, we are able to understand that. Let us see.
yeah, that means, when you reconnect back to this earth, third level, lower dimension, it's very painful. In level 7, 8, and 9, you find that you are radiating light differently than you ever have. Your eyes appear very clear and different to other people. People will walk up to you and say, "You look so happy." Remember, many people are in terror over surrendering. Many people are in terror over surrendering. Say to them, "I follow my spirit without hesitation. That is why I am filled with ecstasy and joy. I suggest you to do the same." That is the easiest thing you can say to them. This will happen. Some of you may be surrounded by people who are in what we call the what if syndrome. What if the
Doubting
poles
Thomas.
shift?
The doubting Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if the shift and we go to Pluto? What if Denver becomes an oceanfront property? What if we are all being controlled by some lizard race that wants to cultivate us for a food supply? All these wild and what ifs will be floating around you. People will periodically freak out around you. Just stay centered in your spirit and you will know exactly what to say in that moment. At the seventh level,
One sec. I just want to connect this para to our Babaji meditation, the unified, right? These are some of the energies that we have to lock our aura to.
closing aura.
Yes. Right? We restrict all these energies. You have to let them go. Right? You are doing it through the power of the chanting. By talking to your higher self. So this is actually even explaining the Mahavatar Baba meditation also to us. That's the message I am getting. Right, Kirti?
Yeah, see, by surrendering that you're one
It is
with the spirit.
clarifying so many things why we are doing that.
Yeah, everything we read, it's pointing there only to unified session somehow.
No, one is unified. For us who are doing thinking and destiny, it is also clarifying our doubts in thinking and destiny.
Oh, okay.
And also here, your eyes appear very clear and different to other people. That's why Patriji used to see people's eyes.
The eyes.
Some of the
eyes to gauge their level of, and he had fantastic eyesight. Huh? On a Zoom call, he tells me, "You are a senior citizen." Right? I say, "Yes, sir, I am senior citizen. I am past 60. He says, "No, no, 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 no. You are a senior citizen in all respects."
Oh, wow.
But now I am trying to understand what it means. That is the only time I spoke to him or I met him or I saw him. That was also virtual.
So it was about the soul level. Senior
I
citizen.
don't know. It is going much deeper. By looking at the eyes, he is able to read the entire personality. And that was the personality of tomorrow, not today. That because I was new to even meditation, sir. तो पहली बार meditation में चालू किया. Anyway, right?
So should we stop it here?
Yeah.
What if syndrome?
Stop it here.
ये पेज तक पूरा कर लेते हैं.
Okay, sir.
चलो और 2-3 पैरा है.
So at the 7th level, is this the same? From here I need to read?
No. You
At the
need
7th?
to,
No, some of you may.
yeah.
Oh,
Whatever I
some
have
of you-
highlighted.
Okay, some
What-
of you may
what-
be surrounded by people who are in what we call the what if syndrome. What if the what if the poles shift and we go to Pluto? What if Denver becomes an oceanfront property? What if we are all being controlled by some lizard race that wants to cultivate us for a food supply? All these wild what ifs will be floating around you. People will periodically freak out around you. Just stay centered in your spirit and you will know exactly what to say in that moment. At the 7th level, people often feel that they are going to ascend tomorrow. Ashtar is going to come and pick them up in his ship and they are out of here. This is because the energetic links are being set up between the you that is in this body and the you that is in your light body. A you that is a future self if we are looking in linearly. Because of this, there is a sense of needing to get your life in order. It works. You say everything you have always wanted to say to other people. You do all the stuff you have always wanted to do. By the 8th level, you know that you are staying and a new sense of purpose begins to fill you. You get that you are here and that you are here with something to do, and it becomes a joy. In the 8th level, you quit bopping in and out of your body. We see a lot of light workers tap in multidimensionally, but they don't come all the way into their body. So they flick back and forth. In the 8th level, you come into your body. You will feel more centered than ever, more calm than ever before. You know that you are not crazy because you are so centered and grounded. You become what has been termed humanity exalted as you bring more of your vastness here. By the 9th level, you have brought so much of your vastness here that you have become terribly noticeable. So that means like a
Perfect.
guru. Like a guru to some people. Yeah.
No, you have become noticeable. Now everyone is able to take cognizance of your presence or absence. Yeah. Okay. So I will stop the recording.